we're making some really great progression on the rig, on the shower. Let me just show you kind of what's happening. I made this box to be able to hold our toilet, which is great. It works. I sat on it, no problems whatsoever. It falls into this area here. Your knee is going to be a little bit tight on the wall, but that's okay. The only way I could really change that is if I make this a little bit deeper by cutting the wall out just a little bit right there. So that way we can make longer slides, and the slides could come out to here, allowing us to have like a little bit more room there. And really, actually, I think that I could go ahead and actually get probably 17 or 18-inch sliders. The problem is that the sliders, I think I got 16s, and the next one was an 18, which now I look and I'm like, oh, I think it could have fit there. But previously when I measured, it was like 17 and a half, and I think that if I went 18, then there would be absolutely no way that they fit. Regardless, I'm just rambling right now, it feels like. I'm getting a little bit of it's like a little bit tight trying to push it in and pull it out. So I need it to be like just easy moving, no problem, because when you go to open it and you have to push down those sides to pull it open, I want it to be like very comfortable, very easy, so that way you're not fighting against it. Right now, I think what's happening is the back end of this left side, I haven't locked it in yet, but I'm going to put a beam there, lock that in so it can't move. I think what's happening is this left one is kind of like going this way, so it's pushing against the one on the back wall, making the unit kind of go like this, so it can't lock itself in. So I think I just have to figure out what dead center is on this left side, so that way you could just run up and down that track with no issues whatsoever. But yeah, I got all the pieces in to seal it all up, so that way there's no ability for water to get behind the walls. I got to do this side here. I'll probably hit something right here, and then I'm going to put a quarter round right here all the way down to the bottom, and then I'm going to figure out something for that front. But the water will always pool into here because of I put everything on like a little bit of a tilt coming from the outsides, so there should never be any water that really gets stuck in that area. I also can put a little bit of that waterproofing on the bottom there and then seal it with some caulking as well. So that way, for sure, no matter what, no water penetrates and comes out onto the floor at all, except for maybe when you're dripping and you step outside here, which we will need a little mat for this area. But yeah, I think that the showers come out really well. I have silicone this shut, so there is no, you can't break this seal right here, right now. No water could get behind there. Nice and clean. You can't even tell it's there. I use the clear because I kind of like the lighting hitting the wall there. So I use the clear caulking for that. For all this, I'm going to use clear as well. I really do wish I would have went with white, but I got clear originally. If I wind up having to go back to Home Depot, I will swap it out for white, and then I could caulk that, and then that way you wouldn't see like any of the seams really, because the white should just kind of match with everything. But yeah, the progression has been really good the last few days. This shower pan feels really nice. Like everything is going to really pool and drain to that drain hole there. It has a really nice slope to it. I do want to put in some like wood slatting in there, so that way you're not standing directly on top of the floor. But that is a future thing. Maybe I'll find one that is about the right size for there and just drop it in rather than building one myself and staining it and waterproofing it and all that stuff. So maybe that will be like a purchase that I get online. I want to measure this pan actually. Give me 1 second. Let's see the size of this pan. So the pan itself is, the inside of the pan is, at this point, about 21 and a half by 24 3/4 about. So it's a pretty good sized pan. It's not your 24 by 24, but it's pretty close. I like the space that is given us inside here. And yeah, it's working out really nice so far. We'll see how it works when we run it. That's when you really find out if there's any issues whatsoever. I'm excited to be able to put this back in and put a piece up here for it to hold the shower head as well. I think I'm going to put one down low also for like a bath situation for Everly. That's something that I probably should have checked before I made this to see if her bathtub actually fits in there. I don't think it does. That's okay. We could shower in here while we're traveling, and she'll take a shower with us. But the one thing that I'm really stoked on is how much actual room is in here. This shower is kind of bigger than our shower back in the big trailer. There's plenty of room to shower this way or this way. Look, if I have my elbows completely extended, I'm just touching the walls. So that's really good to have this much room in your space to take a shower. It's very nice. The fan is up and running. The lights are obviously running too. Here, let's close this door and see what it looks like. I hope you're not claustrophobic. But yeah, like, look at the distance from us to the door. That's a pretty good distance. Like, it's a full arm length away. So even if you're showering this way and you're bumping it, it's a soft door. So there's no worries there. It does stay right inside the drain pan area too as well. So we'll be able to have that water just kind of run down and in here no matter what. I will figure out a way to seal that area up without it impeding on the door itself. It might even just be like white caulking just to just to seal it all up really good and not have any issues there whatsoever. But it feels good to finally be able to stand inside the shower. I would like to get this to come out a little bit further this way. If I could get some longer drawer slides for that, it will give just enough, even if it was 2 inches. Right now, when you sit on the toilet, your leg kind of gets really close to this wall right here. And so with your leg being really close to that wall, it doesn't create the most comfortable situation. So I would like to figure out what I could do to make it more comfortable when you sit on it. Because that's one of the most important things is comfortability when you're inside a space like this. And you're really like tucked to this left side. Your feet fit in actually pretty well when you're sitting down doing your business. My feet kind of come just over this here, like onto this edging. So it is a comfortable seat, and because you have that little bit of a lift up on the edging of the shower pan, it like puts your feet almost in the perfect spot, which is pretty stoking, pretty good. Yeah, I think it's came out all right, considering that this is really my first ever shower build that I've ever done. So I'm happy about that. I also did put this on an angle slightly up with the back and coming to this corner and draining down. So that way it gets into the pan here and then drains into the hole, as well as then I could also seal this. So when it does drain, when that bottom's sealed, it will drain down this wall and then make sure it makes it into the pan. So I kind of tried to think about every little detail of how it will work, like how it will be successful when we're using it. I'm not like, the look isn't perfect. These boards that I purchased originally fell out of the back of the truck, and I'm pretty sure I used the ones that fell out of the back of the truck, as you could see like the little bit of blacking on it. I think that I can just hit it with like a paint, like a plastic paint, and that should make it look nice and white again. Yeah, it's definitely a doable thing. It would just have to be like a waterproof painting. And yeah, I'm pretty stoked on how far we've come along in just the day progress here. I would really, really like to get this toilet working by tomorrow so I can move on and get out of this situation and start. So tomorrow I'm going to mix epoxy really early in the morning, so that way when the epoxy dries enough, I could finish everything over there with the like thicker epoxy. So that way I could fill in like these little tiny, like that one's fine, but this one's not. You see, like that one right there is porous and water will bleed into that. So I got to fix those little ones like that. Even in this corner here, I was a little bit nervous to get too close to this door. So I'm going to fill that all in as well and fill in this edging. I could probably just pour it to where it really fills that whole spot in. And then I could even do these edgings as well. And I'm probably even going to do right there just to completely seal it. Hit these little spots like here. I'll hit a sander on that too as well, really to break down that fiberglass, get rid of those areas. Today I wore a mask and I buff sanded it. Like I just made it like a little bit rough. So that way when I come and drop that epoxy on it, it grabs onto something really, really well. It's only like my third time working with epoxy, so it's a new process that I'm learning. But I love that stuff. I love the fact that I could just do it and try it. And, it might be something I do for myself right now, but maybe down the road I do it for a client. I think that's really the best way I could go about it. I think I'm being summoned for dinner. Where's my phone? Hey, honey, is dinner ready?
No, but I'm just reminding you of the time because it's 10 after 6. And...
Okay. Yeah, I'm just doing the vlog over here, showing them the progression on the shower.
Okay.
And I will be over there.
Agree that it looks great? Let us know in the comments below.
You heard it here from Alex, guys. Let her know. Yeah, I think they're gonna like it. I think it's come out really well.
Yeah.
There's, some imperfections in it, but I'm the builder, so that's why I feel that way.
Yeah.
I feel like you were like, oh, this looks really good when you walked in. And honestly, that's the best thing that I could hear, because if you like it, it's all good.
Yeah, there you go. You know why I like it most? Because it's almost done.
Yeah, fair.
Yeah.
So tomorrow I'm going to mix the epoxy and pour that tomorrow. I do got to get this. I almost have the toilet fully working. It's like... the sliders are just like a little bit off, so it's really hard to open and close. And the goal is to get it.
Handle on it, probably.
Well, the goal is to get it where it's not hard to open and close. So that way, even with it, like even putting a handle on it, which is fine. I want it to be as easy as possible, because the last thing you want to do.
Spill that water.
The last thing you want to do is like be feeling like you have to go to the bathroom really bad and you keep fighting to get the toilet out.
Oh my gosh, that's a nightmare.
Yeah.
Especially like in the middle of the night or something, and you're just like, ah!
This is my point exactly. So that's why I'm like, I gotta get it right.
Yeah.
So that's the one thing that I'm really I'm trying to work on getting right.
Finicky thing.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah. All right. Well,
All right.
See you in a couple minutes, and hopefully dinner will be sooner than later, because Everly's definitely TIRED.
Yeah, I bet she is.
So.
No nap today at daycare, so.
Yeah.
Alrighty. Well, I love you. I'll see you in a bit.
Love you too.
All right. Bye.
Bye.
The wife always has to interrupt the conversation, Nah, she's incredible, honestly. Yeah, there's just so much going on with Everly involved in life now. It just makes our life, I wouldn't say harder, but like definitely we have less time to do the things that we're looking to do. And that's not a bad thing. I'm not saying that in a bad way. I just mean like life is like when I have moments to do work, I just have to go and do the work. Because if I don't, then I just noticed the spot that I didn't love. If I don't go and do the work right away, then it gets forgotten about and it doesn't get done. And then Everly will come out of nowhere and be like, I want to do this. And I'm like, all right, great. I'm happy to do that with you. But then, I have to give up the time at work doing this type of work. So, which is perfectly okay. I love it when she asks me to do things with her, because that's limited for me. Like, she asks for mommy all the time. And I'm pretty sure that's very normal for kids. to like ask for mommy, and like, I don't want daddy, I want mommy, you know, and she's going through that phase right now, and I'm sure it will come back around where she's like, I don't want mommy, I want daddy, you know, and I look forward to that as well. But yeah, it's just, it's one of those things that hits you when they say it. You're like, man, I wish you wanted me. Also, at the same time, I think I get a little bit more like alone time because I'm doing these projects like this. And Alex has a lot more time with Everly because she has to, because she can't do this building stuff. So if she was able to do this, or she felt comfortable doing the build stuff, then maybe the roles would be reversed and she would be the one working on this stuff and I would be the one hanging out with Everly. It would be great to be able to do a video like that where she's the one who comes in here and just busts out work. But yeah, I also don't want her to get hurt from doing this type of stuff, because it's not necessarily the most safe stuff to do, but it's also not unsafe if you're doing it properly. And sometimes when she uses tools, I don't know if this happens to you, she just goes for it and doesn't know, you know, she knows the circumstance or like the stuff that could happen, the repercussion of using something wrong, but she's not aware sometimes that she's about to use the tool wrong. So yeah, that's the tough part about all this is just doing it by yourself, which is also, like I said, nice to be able to have that moment in time to think and stop. And I've had quite a few of those moments where I'm able to stop and think and be able to work on the project. Oh, also another thing I got today is a check valve. So I don't know what happened originally, but originally I thought I put a check valve in on the city fill. I guess I did not wind up putting one in. And when I filled up, the last time I filled up our water tank and I went to use it and I turned on the pump started actually spitting water out of the city fill spot. So because there was no backflow preventer on it and not allowing water to just come this way into the unit, right? There's no backflow preventer to stop the water from shooting out this way. So what's been happening is I'll turn the pump on and water will shoot out of here. So I have to fix that too as well before we wind up going on our trip. And I found this one online. It was $29 for 2 of them, which is a pretty good deal actually when it comes to these shark bites. This is lead-free, good for water, good for drinking. But the spot that I have there is like quite a bit shorter than this. So I'm hoping that I can cut the piece directly in the middle and get it to work where I could snap and get this in on both sides without having to remake that pipe. If I have to, it's fine, I could do it. It just is quite a bit more work than just being able to lock this in. I am also gonna put in 2 ball valves. I have those as well. So I'm gonna install these 2 ball valves on both sides. So that way, if this fails, then I have ball valves to be able to close it as well. So I might have to make a loop anyway to make it all work. So I might check on that and see what different materials I might need if I need to make a whole different little loop for this specifically. Like an elbow and a T I might need. And I don't think I have any extra PEX fittings, but I do have to go look at the big trailer shed and see what I have in there, because I do remember purchasing some extra stuff. Just not sure what I have exactly. All right, well, I'm gonna leave this build site for today. I'm gonna head back over to the house and have dinner. Alex's parents have a friend over, and so they invited us over for dinner, which is great because it's one less meal we have to cook, and we get to spend time with family. And Alex's dad is a straight up chef. He cooks really, really well. So I'm looking forward to having some dinner there with the family and getting an opportunity to hang out for a little bit, because they've been away for the last week, and you know, we see them quite often. So it's always nice that when they get back and we get to hang out a little bit. we enjoy Alex's parents very much, and I feel like that's such a great thing to be able to say, because there's a lot of families out there that don't necessarily love their in-laws and whatnot. So I'm just really grateful that we are in the situation that we're in, where we get along with each other's parents and families, and it's just really nice. But it's been 20 minutes, and I did want to read a comment today. I'm going to read that comment tomorrow. It was a beautiful comment. I'll get into it tomorrow. So look forward to tomorrow's video, and I'll see you tomorrow.